What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Deity Old World AI only battle. Now, I know I said this a few times in the last episode. I just don't want to make sure there's no confusion. As you can see, this is the map we've all seen. These are the civs we all know. This is how the game we've been watching for the last 5 episodes. I'm now going to do the info addicts for this series, and then after that, there's going to be a cut, and I will come back with a completely new game that I actually don't know what's happened in yet because I haven't actually started it yet, but we'll get on to that. That will come. For you guys, it will just be a straight jump into it, but for me, I have no idea. I can't give you any tips or anything about what's going on in that one. If it's different, if it's identical, I don't know, because I haven't seen it yet. Haven't even pressed start on it. I'm going to do that straight away as soon as I've recorded this half of this video. So, yeah, this is going to be the info addicts for the series we're all watching. I'll just show you the map for the alternate series, and then we might look at info addicts for that later on, but won't worry about it too much because it isn't like the necessary big one. It's not the one that's going to give you guys the shout outs, which I know everyone would love to have. So important, very, very important. I definitely wouldn't just, do it for free if you wanted to, but there we go. Here we go. So population straight away. Now some people have suggested I don't read them out as much of a list, so I'm going to try and balance this. But here we go. I'll keep an eye out for like trends. Who is up there a lot? But population, we've got the Jar. Well, actually, as it's a separate video, I think I can read it out a bit more now. That was kind of the plan. So the Jar lead the way. I know they're called the Chin now, but let's just move on. We'll call them the Jar every time. It saves me having to check what they're called. Russia in second, India third, Germany, the Netherlands. I think that's a pretty good sort of top. If you're estimating top 4, I would say the Netherlands, Germany, Russia, and the Jar are the top 4 in everything. Maybe, I don't know. It normally translates across. India, yeah, that's pretty good. They got good population. That makes sense. Africa, I'm sure there's some great civs in there. It's just it's more messy. It's not as clear in that continent who is doing well. You can see Rhodesia and Burundi doing well, Siam, and then Nigeria. Crop yield, which is the amount of food, Russia is leading. Obviously, that takes time to translate into population, but I'm sure that will push them up a bit. Netherlands, the Jar, Germany, again, that 4. India, Rhodesia, Egypt, Carthage, Greece, and Byzantium. Production, again, if you want to look into it more, obviously I'm not going to scroll the whole way down, so sorry about that. But if you want to just, pause, take it in a bit more, make your own notes, I don't know. Maybe people are more interested in it, in going deeper. Obviously, I forget most of it straight away, but if you want to go into more, feel free to pause the video. Obviously, you're free to do that. There's nothing stopping you at all. Here we go, production, and again, it's that top 4, 5 actually. Rhodesia's starting to appear in India, so that's like a top 6 at this point. The Jar in first, just ahead of Russia. There's a bit of a drop off to Germany and the Netherlands. Then it's Rhodesia as well, who are very close. And then India, Nigeria, Greece, Egypt, and Carthage. So a few civs starting to recur a lot. A couple changing each time in the top 10. GMP does not matter too much. We'll use better gold statistics. Land area, Russia miles out in front for now at least. India in second, quite a way off, just ahead of the Netherlands. Then it's the Jar and Germany, all in the 1 million kilometre club. Then it's Rhodesia, Egypt, Carthage, Portugal, and Ethiopia. Obviously, bear in mind for civs like Carthage, the sea tiles, I'm 99% certain at this point do count. So, yeah, that's why they're up there, maybe so high, when they look pretty small on the map. Military manpower, pretty big one. Russia well out in front for now, or not too far, but, a couple of units ahead of Rhodesia and Germany. Then it's the Jar, the Netherlands, Egypt, Siam, Greece, India, and then Nigeria. Great Britain, I swear, have been 11th like every time. Feel bad for them there. That will hurt in the results, bear in mind. Doesn't hurt too much now. It does, you feel bad because in the results, a civ might come like 6th 4 or 5 times, and they'll beat a civ that's come 10th every time, and you do feel a bit sad for them, but that's just the way it is, sadly. Social policies adopted, and I will be checking through the actual policy trees in just a second. Rhodesia lead the way with 18, 3 out in front. Then it's the Jar on 15. Poland, who usually do pretty well, 13. Probably would be in the lead if they hadn't have sort of died a little bit. That would have helped. Ethiopia, Siam, the Songhai, Netherlands, Portugal, Egypt, and India fill out the top 10, all on 12. So that's the first time we've seen a break from that traditional sort of top 4 or 5 we've had. Happiness, who's on 0? No one. Russia's managed to keep it to 1. As is Great Britain. I'm more surprised by Russia keeping that to 1, but there you go. This map it's not too hard on this map. I've found from experience you can manage it better. There's me. What's this? Technologies. Oh, Rome's in last already by miles. But leading the way is Rhodesia at 37. Then it's the Jar, Nigeria, and Netherlands with 36. Japan and Korea. Japan's quite surprising. Korea's obviously not. They're pretty good at technology. 35's 34 then for India and the Congo, 33 for Egypt, Germany, and the Songhai. Great Britain again, just missing out down there. Net gold, so this is the more important one. This is actual gold per turn. The previous stat is just income. It doesn't include what you're spending on your units and your buildings. This is what you'd actually see if you were playing the game as gold per turn. So the Tsar lead the way with 150, then it's Russia with 101. Bear in mind, like, being at war could influence stuff like this. Have your cargo ships been pillaged? Russia will only have caravans. The Tsar could have cargo ships, which bring in more money. Rhodesia, Nigeria, Congo, Siam, Egypt, India, Songhai, and Japan. No sign of Germany and the Netherlands on that one, which is a little bit alarming. Cities, Russia leads the way at the moment with 12. Then it's the Netherlands with 9. 7 for India, the Tsar, and Germany. So cities, pretty well. Probably the highest correlation between winning a game and a stat is probably cities. I would say cities is actually the most important. I might be wrong, but I think if you were to actually look over time at all the stats and do the maths, I would imagine cities is actually the most important single stat. Like, it's not the be all and end all. You can definitely win with less cities than someone, but yeah, I think it might be the most important overall. Rhodesia with 6, Carthage with 6, then it's 5 for Byzantium, Egypt, and the Zulu. Science output, which is obviously a big one. It translates later on into technologies, not so much at the moment, but it will do. Chin, or the Tsar, leading the way. Then it's the Netherlands, about 40 points off. That's usually a difference. The Tsar did get the Great Library, if I remember correctly, but it's also probably maybe the universities or something. Like, the Tsar probably just have that technology and have built them, and some others haven't. That might be it. Like, it's not a huge... I don't think it will be like that. If you look back in 10 turns, the others will have caught up a bit. That sort of thing. The Netherlands in second, India in third, Russia, Rhodesia, Burundi, and Egypt again. Look, the African civs doing really well. Like, some of them that look pretty medium tier in Africa are actually, in the top tier when you compare them on the world stage. Germany, Great Britain, and then Nigeria. Culture-wise, the Tsar again lead the way. So if the game was ending here, they definitely probably would have won. Rhodesia in second, Egypt third, Ethiopia, Siam, Songhai, India, Germany, Russia, and the Netherlands down there to fill out 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the Tsar doing better in that statistic. Wonders, the Tsar, India, Rhodesia, Portugal, Russia all on 3, Britain have 2, and then 1 for Korea, Ethiopia, the Songhai, Congo, Nigeria, Carthage, Rome, and Germany. Of course, Rome might be about to lose theirs. Treasury is not too important. Some civs spend their money, some don't. Some are losing money. It's not necessarily hugely important. Total faith is again not important. Some of these are civs that just missed out on forming a religion, so now they've just got a load of faith that they're producing. Portugal leading the way on faith gain, which is pretty important. If you have a religion, I know them and Ethiopia do. I don't know if the Congo does, but they're up there. I think that's more of their unique abilities. Korea's up here, Persia, Byzantium, Burundi, Arabia, Siam, and Russia. Influential, no one's influential at this point. Great works, a few. Tsar have got 6 points, 6 great works. Rhodesia with 5, Songhai 4, and then 3 for Russia, the Netherlands, Portugal, India, Carthage, Egypt, and Germany. Fine, no, 2 more to go. Trade routes, a few on 5. The Tsar, India, the Netherlands, Rhodesia, Japan, Congo, and Britain, and a lot of 4s, so I won't read into all of those. It's one tech. These will probably have 5 in a couple of turns. Tourism, the Tsar and Portugal lead the way. This is again not super important. It's important for ideology, and that's about it, because you can't win a cultural victory. They're all turned off, apart from domination. Rhodesia lead the way, the Songhai, Mali, Netherlands, Russia, Carthage, Egypt, India. So that's that bit. Now let's look at the religions quickly. Now I'm going to go through all the beliefs and everything as well, but world religions. Here we go. The biggest, it's not going to sort them properly. But there we go. Biggest 2, and neck. It is Islam from Arabia, which is right in the centre of the map, and Catholicism from Portugal in Lisbon, which is about as far west as the westernmost city so far, actually, as I just looked at the map. Not so much of a big one in the east. Japan is the only one there, though, and that's probably why, because they're not on the mainland. Like, if they were, that would probably have spread better. And then Africa's obviously much more divided. Siam have got Buddhism, I guess, which is 3rd on 11. I think if Siam were doing better as a civ, that would have helped. I mean, Arabia are very geared to spreading their religion. But yeah, there you go. So that's Siam on 11, and then it's not so much, but 7 for some of the African religions. For Protestantism from Nigeria, Eastern Orthodox from Ethiopia, Judaism from Burundi. Yeah, those religions not having as good a time. Beliefs, can I sort this by religion? Okay, so Shinto from Japan will give 30%. So this is the smallest of the religions in the actual whole world. There's also some pantheons, we'll ignore those. because they'll probably disappear at some point. So Japan is getting a 30% increase in their ranged city combat strength. They will have cathedrals, so they can purchase those, which are obviously nice buildings. It won't show me what that says, but I'm sure you guys may know the bonuses, but yeah, they can purchase those. Their temples will give extra culture in cities with 5 followers, and they will gain science when a missionary or prophet spreads the religion. I don't know if there's another requirement, what it says. It might be spread in a certain way, sadly. Just can't read that bit, I'm afraid, but I'm trying my best. So we'll move... Wait, what? Oh, and they've got just war. So 20% combat strength near enemy cities that follow, I'm guessing, other religion? I don't know. Again, right. Protestantism, which was Nigeria's, I think. They will gain faith each time a great person is expended. Extra 1% production for each follower. Global happiness for every 2 cities. Culture from jungle tiles and gardens provide 2 happiness. There's a few more pantheons we'll just scroll over. Judaism from Burundi. Temples will give them happiness. 15 influence with city-states, not so important in this game. Shrines and temples give extra food. That's pretty good. 20% combat strength near friendly cities. That's going to help them stay alive, because Burundi's going to have a tough time, I think, in the middle of the map. But yeah, with all those mountains to defend themselves and that bonus, that's going to be really good. 4 faith from natural wonders. They have Lake Victoria and potentially Mount Kilimanjaro. I haven't actually seen the map. I don't know. Maybe the Zulu got it. I'm not sure. Their borders are pretty close. Use faith to purchase industrial era and later units. If they're still alive at the time, that would be really useful. So here's the big ones. Islam, which is obviously the joint biggest religion. That is giving them faith from desert tiles. That's good for Arabia. I mean, sadly, they are probably going to die at some point in the near future. They're not doing great. But yeah, there you go. That might help somebody who has it. Each world wonder, well, it's going to help all the neighboring civs, right? Because they're all made mostly in the desert. World wonders will give 2 faith, 2 gold for each city. Use faith to purchase pre-industrial land units. That's going to help them now. And then religion spreads to friendly city-states. Not so important. Eastern Orthodox then, which is another one of the weaker religions. I think that is Ethiopia's. Faith from quarries. Can purchase monasteries and mosques. They stole up 2 of the buildings. Cheaper missionaries and inquisitors. Wow, they've really got a good combo there to spread their religion, or just, benefit internally and spread it with that one. And then 1 culture for every 5 followers of this religion in other civs. Next is Catholicism, the other one that's drawn with Islam at the top. This is for Portugal. 100 gold when each city first converts. So, they're getting a lot of money from that. Use faith, they can buy pagodas. Extra conversion strength for their missionaries. Culture and faith for each wine and incense. We saw they had a lot of those. Shrines provide extra happiness, and all buildings with faith provide tourism. So that's pretty good. And then finally Buddhism, which is Siam's religion, I believe. Unless I've got that wrong. But I think it's Siam's. 1 gold for every 4 followers. May build universities, public schools, and research labs. I don't know. ... Something. 1 culture from plantations. 15% faster growth rate, if not at war. Now, they haven't been for a while, and their cities are quite big, so that's sort of reflected. +2 production if city has a specialist. Pretty good. Profits, 25% stronger. Okay, that's pretty good, getting great profits. And now, let's look at the social policies. This could be a long episode, I'm beginning to realise. That is absolutely fine. I wanted to produce more of this sort of analytical, looking into the numbers content. I mean, we looked at tourism. What am I looking for? Where was this thing? I think it was in global diplomacy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was this one. Was it this one? Yes. Okay, so Arabia's now got 2 honor policies and 3 piety. That's pretty bad, but bear in mind that's just them. I think some of them had like 15, so we're going to see a lot more. Honor 4 and tradition 2 now for China. Egypt have got honor 5, aesthetics 3, liberty 3, honor 5 for Greece. A lot of honors, which is obviously going to help with the domination victory, and aggressive expansive AI mod being on is going to push that a bit. Oh, we can also see the wonders. Did any of these guys have any wonders? No. Okay. Germany's got Himeji Castle. They've got Liberty 3 and Honor 5. A lot of denouncements. India's got Tradition 5, Honor 2 and Aesthetics 1. They've got the Hanging Gardens, Angkor Wat and Alhambra. The Huns have got Liberty 3 and Honor 3. Persia's got Liberty 5, Piety 2. Rome has got Honor 3, Patronage 2 and the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Liberty 5, Honor 3 for Russia with Notre Dame, the Statue of Zeus and the Terracotta Army. Quite a nice mix of wonders there. Piety 4 and Aesthetics 5 for Siam. Honor 5, Aesthetics 4 for Askia and Songhai and Ias Petra. Mongolia have Liberty 2, Honor 5. Korea have Piety 5. Commerce 1, which is good for money, and Exploration 1, which is good for boats. So that's interesting. That's probably the most interesting selection. Most of them have been pretty similar so far. They have Hagia Sophia. I really need to pee, not going to lie. But we will get through this list and then I'll get a break. Babylon, Honor 4, Commerce 2. Carthage, Liberty 5, Honor 2, and the Pyramids. Byzantium, Honor 3, Piety 4. The Netherlands, no wonders, surprisingly. Liberty 5, Patronage 4. Patronage is the social policy one, right? Yeah, Piety is the religion one. Aesthetics is the culture one. Wait, what is patronage? Patronage is the city-states one. I don't know why they're doing that. That sucks. I can't turn it off or anything, but there you go. Piety 3, Aesthetics 5, and the Great Wall for Ethiopia. Honor 3, Aesthetics 5 for Morocco. Honor 5, Patronage 1, Aesthetics 3 for Poland. So all these civs have less social policies than it said on that list. It's weirdly, because this is 9. Poland had 12, if I remember correctly, on that list in the info addicts. That's a bit weird. Whatever. Maybe they're stacking them. I don't know if they can do that, but maybe. They're AI. They can cheat, okay? If you haven't realised yet, I'm pretty certain they can cheat, do things that you can't do. Even in the settings, you may have turned it off. Liberty 2, Piety 5, Exploration 1 for Portugal, Stonehenge, Borobudur and Parthenon, all very faith-focused wonders. The Zulu have Liberty 5, Honor 2, I'm surprised they don't have Honor higher, but there you go. Burundi have got Piety 5, Commerce 2, so religion and money go hand in hand. Nigeria, Liberty 5, Honor 1, Patronage 1, they've got Colossus. Japan, Liberty 5, Honor 3, Rhodesia, Tradition 2, Liberty 5, Honor 5. Wow, they've got a lot. Machu Picchu as well. Leaning Tower of Pisa and Global Theatre. Britain, Renaissance Era, Honor 3, Patronage 3. Damn it. Why are they going Patronage? Great Lighthouse and the Oracle. Congo, got Piety and Aesthetics and the Great Mosque of Xi'an. Mali with Honor 3, Piety 5. And finally the Jar with Liberty 5, Honor 2, Aesthetics 1, the Great Library, Chichen Itza, and the Temple of Artemis. I think we nailed that one. There won't be any turns in this episode. I will now be cutting over to the alternate battle to show you what has happened in 100 turns of a game that started from turn 0, the exact same as this one. So, see you in a sec. Okay, here we are. We are in the alternate universe now. Now, initially, things were looking rough. Everything was happening exactly the same, and then a couple of things, mainly revolving around wars, peace deals, began to change things, and obviously from there it has changed a little bit. A lot of things will look very familiar, but here we are at turn 100 in this alternate game. These are looking a little bit different. So, as you know, also the main game is like 110, so some things are a little bit further behind, bear that in mind. But Britain is pretty much the same. I don't think Manchester has been settled in the regular battle, but that's about it. The Dutch look very similar. As you can see, I think it is pretty much identical. They missed out on some other cities because of other events that have occurred. As you'll see, Portugal looks pretty similar, although Carthage actually conquered this city off them, and obviously in the other game Carthage settled here, so not much has changed, but the order of events has sort of changed. That allowed Carthage to get a city here instead. Obviously Saguntum is, I think, on Sardinia in the main game, and Carthago Nova is in this position, so it's a little different. Greece pieced out and took Antium as well as Cumae off Rome in their war that was pretty similar to the last one, so it's even worse for Rome here. Morocco was the main, and this was the first main difference that occurred. It was Morocco that took Mali out instead of the Songhai early on, so not much of Mali left. Nigeria is identical to the main battle. Garamantes are gone again, so they did again, little different this time. Ethiopia's got this, and I can't remember who. I think Nigeria has this in the main game. But yeah, slightly different. Egypt's a bit smaller than normal than the other battle, I think. Congo are doing better. They haven't lost their northern city, and they got one in the south. Rhodesia also doing much better, despite the Congo doing better, and the Zulu about to be eliminated or kicked out to Madagascar. Ethiopia is very much the same, but they didn't get Medina off Arabia, and that is mainly because Arabia killed Babylon and are doing much better in this series, in this sort of side event. Byzantium, pretty much again, identical placements. A lot of the, like I said, until turn 50, it was identical, and I was getting very worried that nothing was going to be different at all. Germany's here. They've actually defeated, or not defeated, but they held off the Netherlands in a war in this game, actually. That's happened. Poland is still here and thriving, though, in this one. And so are the Huns. They're still alive, fighting Persia. Russia is fighting Mongolia, but yeah, Mongolia is still here as well. They're sort of clinging on, defending themselves a bit better. They took Shanghai properly this time. Obviously, last time China was so close to taking Beshbalik, and then they gave them Shanghai in the peace deal. This time, Mongolia was going to kill China, and then it sort of ended, and the Jar came up. The Jar have a city here. I think one city maybe wasn't settled that has been conquered by the Jar, or maybe this one is in a slightly I think these might be both slightly further north in the main battle. I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure these cities are both under the Tsar's control in the main battle. Korea is, I think, exactly the same. And Japan is 3 cities. I don't know if they're in the exact same place, but I'm guessing they probably are. And India's here doing fine. They haven't quite got that settler that we've seen settle on this island in the main game. And I think that's because things have obviously played out a little bit differently. And then Persia's here. They were the same, but Russia took this off them in a peace deal. But yeah, this is the alternate game. We'll do another 100 turns of this when the main game hits turn 200. Yeah, it's a different battle. It's a different perspective. At first, I was very worried it was going to play out identical, but it did change. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed, it would be amazing if you could leave a like and a comment on the video. Be sure to subscribe as well if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.